two top guys, the challengers for the title. There's a few awesome guys, but obviously Hadi and Derek are the favorites. Derek's the reigning champ. Last year when it came down, you weren't there, but that was an even more of a case of, I don't know who's got this. I had no idea which way. I could have flipped a coin. I would have been very happy if Hadi had kept the title for a second year in a row. I was happy for Derek that he got the title. And this year, I think we saw the way Hadi looked at the Arnold Classic USA and UK a couple weeks later. Spectacular version of Hadi. I wasn't counting this guy out for a minute, of course. Mm-hmm. But it's going to come down to them again, I feel. And I don't know which way it's going to go. You don't know which way it's going to go. But they both have tremendous strong points that the other one doesn't have. They both have weak points that the other one doesn't have. In your mind, how do you see this matchup?
Yeah. It's a matchup. It's one of them apples and oranges. It really goes back to that same conversation with Keon and Sean. And, Hadi brought a very impressive package to that Arnold Classic. And obviously there's the recognizable pundits that have said, had Hadi brought that package to the Mr. Olympia, it would have been a different outcome. Yeah. Now, I thought Hadi looked great. And obviously at the Arnold Classic, he looked that much better. So the scarier version of Hadi next to the best version of Derek, that is a bananas comparison. And to your point, there's weak points on both athletes, and then there's incredible strong points on both athletes. And it's just going to go down to them in my eyes. And there's no disrespect against the other guys. I just think that they're at a little bit of a different level to everybody from third down. And it's going to be who brings that best version. I know it kind of sounds like cliche, right? But we can all see. I've been watching both these guys training. Both of them are hungry. Both of them are training hard and heavy, and both of them are zoned in. I haven't had the chance, obviously, to speak to Hadi, but I have spoke to Derek, and with the new addition this year with the baby, that could be one of two things. One that kind of buries you into that fatherhood element, or you embrace that, and it becomes part of your day, part of your new, structured element to the Mr. Olympia, and it's a motivational factor. That was the case for me when I found out my wife was pregnant. I found something in my head, that extra gear, just finding out she was pregnant. And then when Hadi came to this, came into this world, I held her, and it was another gear that I didn't even know that I could even factor and find. So Derek this year with the baby, along with Chris Bumstead, that's a whole new animal of athletes going into the show. And I truly believe that Derek is now putting the extra work in to make sure that conversation ends on stage. And, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. And I'm not one to mumble my words, but when I'm faced with that in my head, I'm in my head legitimately trying to give you an answer. And it's tough because they're both incredible athletes.
This is what I want to see. We won't know until they get on stage. Muscle maturity, detail. This is what Hadi has over. It's this area, the chest, the shoulders, the arms. With Hadi, you see every little fiber, every little detail. Derek, I have not seen that. We call that muscle maturity. And I don't know if that's really a quality that is attained over time, or if that's more of a genetic thing, because you had all that detail when you were a 19, 20-year-old junior, from what I remember. You became a bigger version of that. And you became more detailed, but I saw plenty of detail in every muscle group on your physique when you were a junior, long before you even got your pro card. So I don't know if this is something we're going to see more of in Derek this year, because he has had another year, and he's very young to the sport. He's only really been training seriously for something like 10 years, if that. People forget how young and inexperienced relatively is to Hadi. Have you seen that quality with people improve over a year's time, 2 years' time in the past with other athletes?
That's a good question. And I would say on a ratio, it would lean more towards no. Because when you're kind of grainy, you've got that skin deposition. You look at an early Branch Warren. That guy had that gnarly look to him at a very young age. And as that muscle got denser, that skin wrap just as crazy around his physique, you know. So, but then the bubbly flow of athletes, you know, you can do the same comparison with Keon and Sean. Sean is just an absolute freak, a hard rock, and Keon just has that crazy bubbly muscle that is just you can't distract your eye from. So, and then the same thing with Sean with his crazy conditioning. So, in open class, I feel it's the same game where you got this crazy dense looking, crazy muscle, thick, and then you've got that freakish, bubbly look with Derek, with wild lat, you know, lat incision, small waist, you know. So it's again, it's all going down on the Mr. Olympia weekend, and that's probably one of the most exciting things is that we all can speculate until the day of the show, and then we can hopefully then all agree after prejudging. But that's the beautiful thing about 2 days too. If you're still not made your mind up and it's still close, you got an extra day to make a decision.